Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining We Don't Know Things. I'm here with the fabulous, amazing, and hilarious Amanda.
Yay! I feel like I should have had like a glitter bomb or something.
I know. I mean, you deserve one.
I know, right? Thank you. Thank you for that acknowledgement. Not a lot of people on the street would think that, but hey.
Do you live on the street? Is that why you people on the street?
Well, that's where I work. Just kidding.
I figured. I mean, the way you look would represent
right. I mean,
your job.
Yeah. I go after the lumberjacks in my plaid here. So
I mean, they are hot. So let's be honest.
They're hot, and they're all over the place here in Indy because we've got a lot of forest.
Oh goodness, it's so good to see you. What have you been up to and stuff?
Oh my God. I mean, how long has it been? I mean, I was shocked when you asked me to do this, how long you guys had been in Detroit. Because it seriously feels like a year, like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's flown
you guys moved. Because it's what, 9 years? It's coming up on 9 years?
2015, is when we moved. Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts because you guys moved like in September of 15, and then I moved downtown in a condo in December of 15, and I was like, you bitches.
Like right at the time we could have been closer. Like
I know. I could have rode a bike to you assholes, but no. Gotta move to Detroit.
I mean, we wanted to go to the safest place in the U.S., so.
Well, great choice. I mean, I always knew you guys had a level head on your shoulders, and I mean, that Jason, he's just super fucking smart. I was like, Nathan's in good hands. I don't have to worry.
Take me to Detroit where I'll be safe and sound.
Yeah, I want to be in a big metropolis, and I just want to experience all that life has. So Detroit is where it's at. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hop, skip, jump away from Canada. Right. I mean, who's going to pass that shit up, right?
And in all honesty, I mean, Detroit has been really freaking wonderful. Surprisingly, like I didn't know anything about it, which is why I said yes.
Right.
And then everybody that knew about it, that was friends with me, were like, "Are you sure you want to move to Detroit?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" And then when I moved here, I was like, "Oh, that's why." Yeah, like when because of what it was, but because of like you did see a lot of blight in 2015 around us, and then I did a lot of research once I moved here because I was like, why is everybody saying this? So I'd watch YouTube videos and stuff, and I'd be like, oh man,
yeah. There was, and I think in the first couple of years, you did a lot of posts of like beautiful buildings that were just shuttered.
Yeah.
And there was a couple documentaries that I've even seen that are like, I mean, these beautiful Art Deco buildings that are just unfortunately, boarded all up. Isn't one like the train station? Like
it's all new now. They redid the whole thing. It opens this summer.
So what did they make it? What's the usage of it?
So
now?
it's going to be all kinds of stuff. But Ford bought it. So it's the automated driver. It's like the station where they're doing all the technology for automated driving. I can't remember what you call it. The automated driver, technology in vehicles. But it has it's going to have a hotel in it, restaurants, retail, and it all opens this summer in June, I think. So, you should see it now. It's so beautiful. They even redid the interior where it had been just destroyed to look exactly the way it did before. Yeah, I mean, it's a sight to be seen because it's my favorite building in Detroit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. It's really, really cool. I mean, the whole city around has just revamped so much in the past 10 years. It's 8, but it's just crazy. You would be amazed at how beautiful it is.
What business is coming into Detroit, or who's coming in to kind of rebuild the city? Or is it just that hey, property is so cheap, I'm just going to come in here and...
Well, we have Dan Gilbert puts a lot of money into downtown Detroit. He owns Rocket Mortgage and what's the other company it's connected to it? I always forget the name of it.
What is it? Quicken?
Yes, Quicken Loans.
Yeah.
So he owns all that, and so he's he puts a ton of money into this. We have a great mayor. We've had Mike Duggan for many, many years, and he is just everything he can do he's putting into the city, rebuilding it up. Just properties are he's revamping them instead of tearing everything down. I mean, he's tearing the ones down that can't be saved, but then
Yeah.
he's making them into really like affordable living. A lot of affordable living housing for people, and they're beautiful spaces. They're not like some crap Section 8.
Right, a tarp
Nice,
over the roof and
right? Like
plywood up over the windows or some shit. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, you don't see much of that around us right now. I mean, if you go like several blocks outside of us, then you'll still see some neighborhoods with that and houses that are
Yeah.
kind of boarded up and abandoned. But for the most part, the downtown area is just it looks great. It's beautiful. So, and
Cool.
we are really safe where we're at. It's funny that
Yeah.
we brought that up, but we live right off of a main strip called Gratiot Avenue. So our building is kind of like off the beaten path behind it, and it's really safe right here,
You
and
guys
it's
have been
right
in
off
the
Lafayette
same
Park.
apartment building the entire time you've been there, right?
Yeah,
You just moved up
yeah, we moved
some
up 3
floors.
floors or 4 floors.
When?
Yeah,
Last
um,
year? Or-
we just moved up here. Gosh, I want to say it was like November. It hasn't
Okay.
been that long. We haven't been in the higher unit for very long, but I would say like a couple months. We
Is it a
moved up.
bigger space for you guys, like a different layout or
Nope, it's exactly the same. They just did remodeling to them, so we wanted a remodeled unit.
got
So
it, got it.
all new
Okay.
floors, new kitchen, new bathroom stuff, all that has been remodeled.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
so we like it.
Well, so well.
Yes. So we were going to talk about the '90s and how great they
Yeah.
were and drag queens. There was
Oh,
something. There was something on my phone. I was like, "Oh no, it's too sad. I'll tell you off the episode or later in the episode."
okay.
Sorry, my eyeballs itching if you can't tell.
That's okay. Just don't. I don't want it to pop out. That's
If it does, it's
terrible. I mean,
fine.
yeah. I mean that will probably increase the ratings.
Yes. I mean, it will turn into a horror podcast
Right, right.
or a horror podcast. I mean,
A
whatever
horror,
works.
a horror. Yes. But yeah, talking about the 90s, we just kind of got settled on that in a texting of just
Yeah.
I think what I brought up was like it feels like to me the 90s was like the last decade that had its own vibe. Like the last
Hmm.
20 years just kind of feels like
A mush.
a mush and maybe there's been like new artists and but there's not really been a trend like a specific style of clothing or style of
Hmm.
music or hairstyles or like I even was thinking today makeup, like the trends of makeup through the decades, like probably from the 50s all the way up through the 90s, and then all of a sudden now it's just like I don't.
It's a mush.
It's
It's
like
yeah. It's
nothing new, and you'd figure with all these goddamn influencers on Instagram, somebody would come up with something. And
yeah.
these
That
fucking
represents
bitches
the
are
20.
lame. Oh, they're lame as hell. They're like 15 years old, and look at my hair and look at my eyes. I'm like, bitch, shut up.
Yeah.
Like you can't
I
even
love
drive.
that now they're bringing
No.
back tight rolled jeans and they think that's new. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
hi.
yeah. No, 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 no.
And mom jeans. I can't wait till that's over.
It wasn't great the first time around. Why are we
No.
revisiting this shit again? Like it makes you look frumpy and dumpy. And
Yeah.
it just like if you don't have a pooch, you're gonna have a pooch in those jeans.
Yeah. I mean, and your belly button shouldn't be part of your panties. So I mean,
Yeah, right. And then and I mean your ass looks like completely flat.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't I don't
It's
know.
like a third of your back at that point.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
It's just like where does your ass end and your bra strap begin? I don't know. I have no idea at this point.
I don't either. I don't get this trend. I don't get what these girls are doing. And another thing that I can't stand of, and I had to look real close at you for a second, is this middle part hair. I wish it would go away. When girls just part it down the middle, and like even the girls that shouldn't be parting it down the middle, they're doing it.
So like I just got my hair cut and she styled it like that and my hair just naturally does not want to do that. It's like it probably knows it looks bad. It probably knows it
Your
looks bad.
hair knows.
My hair knows. And
It's
it's like,
like, bitch, stop.
no, no,
Stop.
not
Stop.
we are not walking out the door with the middle fucking part. Not doing it. Not doing it. Like you are not Farrah Fawcett. Pack that
No.
shit up. Like, what just side. It's okay. We can It looks
Farrah
great.
Fawcett was
It
like
looks
one of the
great.
only people that did it where it looked good.
Well, she could, because even in the 70s, like that was the
Yeah,
middle, the feathered cut. That was such a
yeah.
big cut back then, which it looked
Now everybody's doing it, and they don't have the right style for the rest of it. They just think if
right.
I part my hair in the middle, I'm good. But then it'll be like,
Oh, the beach waves.
oh, I hate them, where
Beach
it's like
waves.
this and then straight.
What is that? It's
I
like,
don't.
no, that's called a crimp. That's called a fucking crimp, and you only did it halfway. Okay?
You were lazy. You were
You
like,
were
oh,
lazy.
my
You
freaking
just,
ramen noodles is cooking. I can't finish this. I gotta go get my noodles.
it's gonna be fine. I'll go. Like, I don't like that either. And,
I don't
and
either.
I love my stylist. I think she does a great job.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't want that look because
No.
everybody walks out of the salon looking the fucking same.
Yeah.
It's like the Rachel. Remember the Rachel?
Oh, yeah.
I had
Yes.
that. I will totally admit I had
Well, the
that.
Rachel was cute at that time.
It was cute. Did you know I read somewhere where it's actually coming back again?
I mean,
People,
it's not ugly.
it's not ugly, but
It's not parted in the middle, so hell, I don't care.
yeah, right. Like, let's just go for it. Yeah, the whole party in the middle, I don't like. I think I look weird in it. I'm like, this is, and the curtain bangs. What
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck are we like? Why?
Drapes. I don't like it either.
Yeah,
No. Well,
no.
and also, like I noticed, because I'm a huge fan of Kelly Clarkson, but when she moved to New York, they cut those bangs
Oh,
on
I
her where
lost
they're
you.
like this.
You
They're
froze.
just like, they go here and then they flip on her eyelashes every time she blinks. And I'm like, get them out of your face. They're so ugly. I can't stand them.
Yeah, it's just oh god, there's some oh, and the other thing I just saw the other day with some of the girls at work are like the ankle chunky big ass heels. Remember those from the 90s?
Say it again because your camera slowed down for a second. The chunky big ass heels
The
on
chunky
shoes?
big ass heels on like the ankle
Clogs.
boots.
Weren't they
Yeah.
clogs?
No, they weren't claw. I mean, those
Oh.
were part of it. But these were just like a regular like Chelsea boot. But they have like these weird chunky heels on them.
Yeah.
And they're big. Like
And
I mean, they're
I
tall, they're
think I know what you're.
fucking
I think
massive.
Kelly wears them sometimes
Like, oh my
on her
god,
show.
you can I mean, you could hammer nails with them. If you don't have a hammer, just use your boot. I mean,
Build a whole
oh,
house with your damn boot.
build a whole bootstrap in it. I mean, it's just I saw that and I was like, God, those were ugly back in the 90s and I didn't wear them. And they're sure as fuck ugly now. And they're more expensive. And I still don't understand it
Mhm.
why they're wearing it. But yeah, there's one cute girl at work. She's adorable. And she wears mom's jeans every day. I'm like, do you not know that you just added 10 years to yourself? You may
Right.
be 25, but I'm slotting you in at 35 with some toddlers and crumbled up Cheerios in your back seat of the van.
Right.
That's what I think your life is about, just from your jeans. You're okay
Yes.
with that. If you're okay with that, then please sport that along with your cardigan.
But, but
Oh,
but by all means, I'm not judging you.
I'm not judging. I'm just making
A
an
state.
observation. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Right.
That's
Right.
it. Yeah, I'm doing an inference here just based on my historical knowledge
Yeah.
of
I mean,
pants.
and she should be paying you for that advice. I mean,
It's valid. I mean, this is it's a make or break situation right now.
it really is, and
I mean,
it's
it really is.
dire.
It
It's
is.
dire.
The other thing is these big ass glasses.
Glasses. Yes.
Coming from somebody that has had glasses since she was 8 years old, and I have super bad eyes. And for the longest time, like the 90s was horrific with cool glasses to choose from. I'm like, oh, I look like a complete asshole in this set, or I look like a complete dork in this set.
Right. You're
Geez, I
either
don't know.
librarian or Elton John.
Right,
It's,
right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's A or B. Which one do you want? I mean, it's a crapshoot at this point. Nothing's really going to work out. I think
Right.
it's safe to say.
I think
Um,
another trend that makes me want to like stab people is, so when we had our jeans that were tattered and ripped, they weren't whole ass panels missing from the front of our jeans. They were just shredded and had a little bit of holes on them. Now I see girls where like you see their entire leg in the front. It's
What's
like,
the
why are you
point?
wearing them?
I know. It's like, did you get caught in a garbage disposal? Like, what? Did the mailman, like, was this a shitty delivery job? Like, I'd get my money back, maybe, but yeah,
Right.
I don't understand that. I've tried on the ripped jeans before, like nothing what you're talking about, but even the little one, and I'm like, I have a draft. I don't want a
Yeah.
draft on my legs. I don't
Right.
need to air out my legs. Like, I just
Yeah,
want them
or
to,
anything else for
or
that
anything
matter.
else. I'll do it later.
Unless you're homeless and peed yourself. I mean, maybe then, but that's, that's neither here nor there.
Right, or I'm hiking the Mojave Desert and I need
Right.
some ventilation on my
Right.
legs, like totally understand it would come in handy at that point in time and
Yeah. So
shoot.
then they should be in like some kind of like hiker's store as equipment instead
Right.
of, some kind of thing to
A
use for
fashion store,
style.
yeah, right.
Exactly.
No, I don't understand it. Because I was even trying to think, back to high school. It wasn't even a thing in high school for us. The rip.
No, we weren't allowed to.
Oh, that's right.
We weren't
We were
allowed
on
to have rips
lockdown.
in any of our
We
jeans.
were, what I remember too, it was a big deal when you went from middle school to high school. I don't know for you, but it was a big deal because you could dye your hair a different color. Was
You
that the
could or
thing?
could not.
We could. In middle school, you couldn't. If you got to high school and you wanted to dye it magenta, then you could.
I think that we were allowed to, but our school was still pretty strict with other things. Like girls couldn't wear skirts we weren't even a Catholic. It was a public school, but girls still couldn't wear skirts above their knees.
Ours was, I remember you always had to, it was your arms down by your side, and if it was shorter
Then your hands.
than your fingertips, then
Yeah.
yeah, it was like your parents had to bring in something else for you to wear, and I'm like,
Why didn't these girls think to just have their arms shortened in surgery if they wanted to wear a skirt?
right? I mean, let's just go with the obvious answer here.
Right.
Shrug
I,
your shoulders.
yes.
Fine.
Be like, I have a condition, my back spasms. This is
Yeah.
where my arms aren't.
But my skirt is long enough.
I may look dumb up here, but at least everybody can see my vajayjay.
Right? Yeah, exactly. My snatch is hanging out, but I got a crick in my neck, but it's all good. It's all
It's
good.
fine.
I can still do math.
I'm sure I look
I can
hot.
still do math. I'll finish my algebra homework. It's okay. I got it.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. What other stupid things from the 90s? Like, it's so funny to me that a lot of kids today don't even know like what cassettes are or, rotary phones and stuff like that. I'm like, I guess it was a long time ago, but to me, it doesn't feel like that long. Like, come on, you've seen it in movies. How do you not know what the hell this is?
Right, probably one movie that they've seen it in. And speaking of phones, that's always the best. Is like if there's a movie from mid 2000s or 2010 ish that I remember, I'll go back and watch, and I'm like, oh damn, those were our cell phones back then. I was like,
I
oh
know.
shit, I totally remember that.
And
Now.
the ringtone was like there was not a song playing.
You did not get a song. You did not get
No.
an orchestra to help
No.
answer your phone.
Well, and just sending somebody a text took about 10 minutes because you had to
Hey,
hit the button.
hey, DD, 222-66-678,
And then if it was like something urgent, you're like,
oh my God!
like, I gotta send this fast instead of calling.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. I miss
silly.
those phones though. Like
I do too. They were so durable.
The
You could
Razor.
throw them against the wall.
You could throw them at somebody. You could hurt somebody with those. I mean, and it'd still work afterwards.
Well,
now
and nobody wanted to steal it because they all had the same phone.
You couldn't do anything with it. You can't access your bank account with it. You can't,
Right.
you can't. It's
Well,
just,
I think there was one carrier, our phone called Nokia.
Yeah.
So everybody had the same.
Everybody had a Nokia.
Nobody needed to steal yours because they're like, I have it.
Yeah, the only fight you got into was like, "That's my phone. No, that's my phone."
You're like, I
It was
can't remember. I think I engraved my name on the back.
with a safety pin. Yeah,
Yes.
you put your
Well,
initials.
yeah, because yeah, and it had to be like on the bus or after school because you couldn't have it in class. Well,
Yes.
shit, I didn't even have a cell
I
phone
was
in high
gonna
school.
say, I think the first cell phone I got was when I went freshman year down to IU.
Me too.
I
That's when.
remember going into AT&T. I think I
Yes,
had
that's where I
100.
was.
Yeah, I think I had like 120 minutes a month. A month. And I
Yeah.
didn't even use them. Like I think I
No.
had it just like for emergency or something
Right.
like that. And then yeah, like the whole analog face, and it was just
Oh my
gotta
god.
pull up the antenna, and
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I remember the reason that I got one exactly at the same time was my freshman year of college is because I was like, now I can get a cell phone because mom can't tell me what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it had nothing to do with like, oh, the world is my oyster. I can call anybody now and
I get to
anybody
have
can
a
call
cell
me.
phone.
Yeah. It was like, fuck you, mom. Fine it just because you said no. Yeah.
The problem was though, when you go to IU, you don't know anybody
Yeah.
and you don't really know all your friends' phone numbers. So you have this cell phone that you can barely use, and you're like, I'm cool, I have a cell phone, whatever.
And you know something? I just now
Let me call
thought
my mom. That's the only phone
I
number
don't
I
think
ever.
right, because I don't think we could store contacts in those phones yet.
Oh, I don't know. I think my Nokia could, but
Could we?
that was the little blue one that was like this big.
Yes.
And it, yeah,
Yeah.
I think we could store them in that one. I can't remember about the. I think that was the first. No, the first one I had was a Nokia that was about this tall, and it had
Yep.
like a antenna that was stationary on the top, like this.
Yes.
It was super thick antenna. That's the first one I had. I don't know if you could store contacts in that.
You
I
know,
can't remember.
and it's so funny too, thinking back to IU, like when we would go out, we still had house phones at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So we were still calling each other on the house phone. And we never brought our cell phones out to the
No,
club
I never took mine to the club. Mm-mm.
because we were like, well, one, it wasn't flat, it wasn't going to fit in your pocket. Like,
Especially wearing girl pants
yeah,
and.
yeah, yeah. Like that was not going to work. And so, yeah, I mean, just thinking about like how to meet up friends, how to meet up people. It's like you just gave a time and you just fucking showed up.
Yeah.
You weren't
And
calling.
if you didn't, it was like, I guess they're not coming.
I guess they're not coming, and you'd
There
move
was
on.
no texting to figure out
No,
where are you. Like
right?
if they got lost or killed and smattered in some dumpster, like, sorry, we're having a good time tonight.
Yeah,
I don't know
we'll
where
take
you are.
another round of beers over here
We'll wait till tomorrow to find out about
to
the
find
murder.
out.
It's
Right?
fine.
Exactly. We'll read it in the Indiana Daily Student. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Mangled corpse found in dumpster behind Nick's. Oh, but that was Brianna.
Oh
You know, God damn it. That bitch was never on time anyhow. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen.
God. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
if you
God.
can't be on time, you might as well be murdered.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a reasonable option.
I think so.
Me.
I think that should be made into law, actually. I mean,
We got enough stupid laws on the books. We might
I
as
know,
well
right?
fashion another one up in there. You know.
Give it time and we'll have the leader that'll make it happen.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, college, dude. It was just. I'm so glad though. Like looking back, that we don't have the phones that we have today. I mean,
Yeah.
half the shit we pull.
Distracting.
One. Two, I don't want a lot of the shit that we did memorialized. Like I
Right.
don't, like I just don't need to be remembered of almost blacking out, so now saying,
Right.
oh look, I'm pretty sure after that I blacked out. It's like, yeah, I blacked
Right.
out for a reason. I don't need to remember that. It's just,
Exactly.
it's done. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't need a picture.
I don't need to see all the outfits that I used to wear. And like when I tell friends now what the stuff I used to wear to the club, they're like, really? Like, oh yeah, black mascara, a metal ball necklace that
Oh
was
yeah.
a choker, what was the mesh shirt that had a
Oh
skull
yeah.
on it. And I had the girl pants and I
Yeah, the
had
girl
big
pants.
clogs for
Yep.
shoes.
Yep.
Like I thought I was the shit.
Dude, we all thought we were the shit. In fact, kind of were at the club. We were the cool club.
And if you didn't put glitter on before you went out and mess your whole bathroom up, you might as well just stay home.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't have a glitter bomb every night that you went to the club, then it just wasn't worth going out.
So when you
You-
hug somebody, you can tell you hugged them because they
Right.
have glitter on. You're like, oh, I already hugged you. I see it.
I've already seen you. I don't need to hug you again. I don't.
I can,
I don't.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, there's somebody that is not sparkly. Let's go hug them.
Right.
How are you? How have you been? Oh my god!
You
it's
look
like
so clean. Give me a hug.
Give me a hug. Oh my god.
Rub it in. Just rub. Smash.
Yeah.
And if you didn't dance on that light up floor at Bulls, then you weren't having a good time.
You weren't having a good time, and I don't even know why you showed up. Because
Right.
you were that creepy person sitting in the corner watching everybody
everyone.
that it's like, hey, Ted Bundy,
Right.
what are you doing?
Like
You know?
I'm pretty sure that I need to be walked to my car tonight because Ted Bundy over there has been staring from a dark corner all night.
Yeah, very.
But let's go dance.
Let's go dance. We'll be good. We'll be good. Oh God, the light up floor. You know, that's another thing that people don't do, and I know we've had this
They
conversation.
don't
is
dance.
fucking dancing.
Yeah.
Well, and nowadays too, like the house music is not house. They call it house, but I'm like, I don't know what you assholes are referring to, but this is not house. This is some bullshit. This
Yeah.
is but nobody dances, and it's so weird to me.
It is.
Well,
It's weird to me too.
because the Metro upstairs, that was the
Oh.
whole. Remember, they had the DJ booth up there.
Mhm.
And then what? They like closed up the DJ booth and then rolled in some pool tables.
Yeah.
Like it was some pool hall. I was like, who's sharking pool up here? Come on.
Right. And then they went back to having it as a dance floor.
Did they?
Yeah. And now I think
Okay.
they do drag shows up there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
Well-
I never went when they revamped the drag shows. I think we had moved by then.
I think you guys did. And that doesn't surprise me now because Talbot Street closed.
I
And
know.
Talbot
It's a
Street
restaurant now.
It's babies. Yeah. And that's where they have the drag brunches, which
Right.
I love my drag queens and I love the shows. Put on a great show, pick some good music, have a killer outfit. I will toss some dollars your way, but I don't need you serving my eggs on a Sunday fucking morning.
Well,
Like,
because your whole ass eyelash might fall into it, or I mean, you don't know what's falling off these ladies.
Well, okay, that for one. For two, I don't need the fucking sass with my omelet.
Right.
Okay. I did not get an omelet, home fries, and sass. That was not on the menu. Like it's just,
Well, and usually when you go have breakfast, a drag brunch kind of thing, you're probably a little hungover and in a bad mood
right.
because you feel like trash. So the last thing you want is the person serving the food that's going to make you feel better to be an asshole, even if it's comical. Be like, get away from me
Right. And
before I throw up on your dress made of sequins.
That is a job requirement of a drag queen is to have an
sassy.
attitude.
I know.
I mean, it is. If you
Yeah.
can't do that, then you're not a drag queen. There was
Right.
actually, I went to a burlesque show 2 months ago down at White Rabbit there in Fountain Square. Did you ever go there?
No, I never even heard of it.
Okay, I hadn't either, and it's been around for a long time. And I think I first found out about it maybe 2016.
Okay.
But it's called the White Rabbit, and it's set up like a real cabaret inside. It's got a stage, and then it has like those little tiny round tables with like the French cafe chairs.
Yeah.
It's so cute, and they put on a lot of burlesque shows, a lot of comedy shows, stuff like that. And they had a burlesque show, and one of the boy burlesque is actually becoming a bigger deal now.
Okay.
Which I don't know, like, what's the difference? Well, I guess it's because they're shedding clothing, they're stripping essentially versus a drag queen where they didn't,
And
they
need to put as much on as they can.
right, and keep it on.
Yeah.
And so there was one performer, and something Black Pearl. I'll have to look her up because she's from Evansville.
Okay.
And it almost brought me to tears because it totally reminded me of the performances back at Bowls.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
it just like the way she was dancing, the music she picked, and how she came out into the crowd and did some
Yeah.
crowd work. Remember how they used to do that?
Yes.
And I just thought, oh my God, like I
That
was
was
almost
fun.
in tears because I was like, this totally throws me back 20 years ago,
That's awesome.
being down there
At Bulls, yeah.
at Bowls. And it's, speaking of that, it's a no longer thing.
Yeah. I know it's a Asian restaurant, I think.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I hope they clean that up.
I mean, I wouldn't want to serve food and all the things that probably happened at that building, but
Yeah,
hey,
probably. I mean, the bathroom needed to be bombed with
blown up,
yeah, just
demolished.
demolished. Yeah, just like completely gotten rid of it. You know
Yeah.
what was it though? Like that was downstairs in the basement, but
Yeah.
there was the other floor on top that they
Yeah.
opened up
They did
sometimes.
shows up there. Like um they actually did the pageants up there
Yes.
because it was
Okay.
more expensive to rent that space. But it was
Okay.
really nice up there. I
Yeah.
remember. They
Yeah.
had like a really nice classy looking bar and huge
It was
stage.
I remember the first time going up there and seeing just how, like, nice it was, and I was like, "What the fuck are we doing in the
Right.
dungeon?" Like
Right. I remember thinking that too, like, why the hell did they use this space instead of that one
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
bar? I mean, they could have fit more people, but I guess the owner was kind of a cheap bitch, which makes sense.
yeah, I remember hearing stories about him, and then however, though, I will say because where we were at, remember in the back there was the little door that you could go outside, and it was kind of like that little outdoor patio space. It was
Yes.
part of,
Yeah.
like, the alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So that was always nice to have,
Yeah.
but Bullwinkles, what a great time.
I know. Bullwinkles was great. I loved it so much. I was there like 3 and 4 times a week.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how I afforded that shit, but I remember I didn't eat much so that I could buy my cheap Burnett's vodka and I would just do shots of it with water as a chaser before I'd go there because I'd be like, I can't afford drinks. So I would just
Yeah,
drink at home and then go to the bar shit faced and have like a beer or two.
I remember meeting you up, and yeah, because we got the little bottle of Popov vodka from
Oh yeah.
CVS. And oh my God, yeah, we'd throw that back real quick, and then we'd get in the
Ugh.
car and drive because we weren't drunk yet. By the time we got to Bowls,
We would be like,
it,
woo!
woo! And then, yeah, and
Let's
let's
dance
dance,
at
let's go.
And
And then
remember, we never showed up before 11. It was like, if you went before then, you were an idiot.
you were like there was something wrong with you for
You're
sure.
lonely or something.
Yeah,
Nothing.
something's not
Yeah.
right. Something's not
I
right up
remember just sitting in my apartment, like ready to go. And just because I would refuse to show up there before 11 p.m.
there.
Be like, no, I can't go yet. I can't go. Even though I had nothing to do and I should have just went, I was like, I'm not going to be that person.
Oh, because I would come over to your place there in Sassafras Hill,
Oh my God, yes.
and we just would be fucking hanging out for at least an hour or
Yeah.
more because we're like we wanted to get the party started, but God forbid we showed
Be the
up
first
before.
ones.
Yeah, no,
Right.
no, we were not. We were not the first ones
No, we
there.
had to make an entrance with
We
our
did
glitter and
our glitter and our girl pants
oh
and
yes. And half the time we'd be listening to like Britney Spears or something in the apartment before we'd go, or Backstreet Boys or
Mariah Carey
NSYNC,
for
Mariah
sure.
Carey for sure, Celine
We would
Dion.
do karaoke. Remember, you had the karaoke, so
Oh my God, we
we
did.
we did our own fucking show.
We had our own audience.
We had our own audience, and they were the best audience, and they
They
thought
loved
we were the
us.
best. They loved us. They showed up every night. You know,
We sounded so good.
we did. We did. I mean,
I don't know
I'm
how we didn't get a record deal. Maybe
I-
because nobody was in the building with us. That was
right,
our
right.
producer.
I know. I was. And your neighbors, I mean, they were clamoring to get in. We're like, I'm sorry, we're at capacity. We're at capacity.
You
You
can't
can't.
come in.
You can't come in. I'm
It,
sorry. I'm
no,
sorry. You can
there
put your
were.
name on the list. We'll reach
Yeah.
out. We'll let you know. We're here every Friday night, starting at 9.
And you can request what we'll sing, and we'll sing it.
And
There's
we'll
a
sing it.
whole book,
There's a whole book.
several
And we nail it
binders.
every time, you know.
Yes.
And as we continue to drink, it only gets better. I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure it only gets better.
Excellent. I mean, it was so great.
Oh my God,
Gosh,
it's hard to think that's 20 plus years
I
ago.
know. We're old balls now.
I know, old saggy balls and tits,
Hmm.
dragging the ground, getting brush burns.
Seriously, we are.
It's just so crazy. Like, you know, I was thinking about it this morning, and I think one of the hardest things, like, to understand how much time has passed is because we don't have kids. Like, we
Oh
don't
yeah.
have that barometer, like,
Hmm.
staring us in the face
I
every day,
agree.
every year of the
Yeah.
consistent growth and passage of time. And so when you stop and think about it, it's just like, I'm 26 still.
Right. No, it's funny because Jason and I, when we see somebody, well, his nephew is like 27,
Oh my
and
God.
we're like, and his sister's only, I think, a year older than him. So I'm always like, wow, we could have a kid in their early or late 20s.
Yeah.
Like that's how freaking old we are now.
Well, you know, I just turned, let's see, you had a birthday in January, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mine was just a couple days ago. We're
Oh,
40.
happy birthday!
Thanks. Well, I was a shit friend and didn't reach out to you, so it's fine.
No, I didn't know. I forget a lot of birthdays because you're not on Facebook. Facebook reminds me.
Okay, so I actually created another Facebook account. I've been
Oh,
off of Facebook, so I'll find you.
yeah. Mine's under Nate.
Nate, okay.
Yeah, you won't find me under Nathan.
How come you go by Nate now?
My grandma called me that when I was younger, and I just
Okay.
switched it one day because I like it.
Because you're
All actually at work, people only know me as Nate.
really
Only my friends outside of work call me Nathan. Yeah,
Nathan.
yeah.
Interesting. See, it's so funny because I go by, like, I typed in my name Amanda, but that's really not what I go by with my family.
What do you
It's
go by?
Mimi.
Like Mariah.
I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are like sisters,
Yeah.
so.
What can
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
I just, you know, if I try to hit the high note, it just sounds like I'm drowning a cat in my bathtub. So I try to stay away from that one. But
That's safe.
yeah, but no, and so yeah, I was thinking like, oh my God, I'm 44.
God, we're
That's
44.
I know. It's just like saying the number. I'm like, wow. And then I got
Mhm.
thinking, I was like, okay, well, what was my mom doing at 44? I mean, it's like, where was I at when my mom was 44? And I was
Right.
like, oh my fucking God, I was graduating high school.
Oh.
And I'm like, I could have an 18-year-old child right now? Like, this is just kind of mind blowing sometimes. And I have, you know, my nieces and my nephews. My one niece, Ellie, she was born in 2009. She's going to turn 15. I'm just like, where
Mm.
does the time go? And it's
When
kind of
people say they
scary.
were born in the 2000s, I'm like, wait a minute, that is a thing?
Yeah, there's a girl at work, and she was born in 2000. And I was
Mm.
like, oh, that's precious. I was a sophomore in college at that point in time.
Right.
I could be your mom.
Right.
That's what's kind of creepy is like, I could be your mom. Yeah, no.
Well, Jason's sister is a grandma now because her son had a kid. He's 27. So Jason
Yeah.
could technically be a grandpa.
Well, you know
50.
what? Yeah, because my mom's mom, my nana was 47 when I was born.
Mhm.
Crazy, man. No way. No
I
way.
know.
I
And
sh-
it's funny when you're young, you just don't ever think that's going to happen to you. You look at older people and you're like, oh, they're old.
oh
And
my
now,
gosh, yeah.
and then each year that you get older, you're like, I'm not that old. They're old. And then you
Yeah.
reach that milestone and you're like,
I'm kind
I'm
of
that fucking old.
well, it's you know, and have you noticed as you get older too, like the year just goes it flies
Oh my,
by.
Yes.
Like, I can't believe we're coming
We're
up.
already almost in April.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, where the fuck did January go? I swear to God, it was just New Year's. And whereas, when you're in your high school and college, it's like, oh my
It
God.
takes forever.
Oh,
I
I'm
used
never
to be
going to
like,
get
I
out of here.
cannot. I know. Why can't I graduate? What is taking so long? And then when you're like older, you're like, I wish time took that long. What is happening with my camera?
I don't know. That's what I was just going to ask.
It's just adjusting, I guess, because I moved my face. Let's see if this helps. I don't know what's. Oh, there.
Maybe a little.
There we go.
Oh,
that was weird.
Okay.
So I don't know how old this computer is, but at least
it has a built-in spotlight.
It does. Like... I mean, I thought Jesus was coming, and maybe I missed it. I missed the memo.
The memo, yeah. Oh, I would definitely have missed that. That he would have showed up on my front door, and I've been like, "What? Excuse me, I'm
like,
sorry.
You need a haircut and a bath."
Yeah, dude. Are you going to a toga party? Like, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Wait, I don't know.
Aren't you cold? I mean, it's only March.
Right, like,
where are your shoes?
Where are your shoes? Yeah, did somebody steal them? Like,
and by the way, Birkenstocks aren't in style anymore, so...
Yeah.
What are you, a lesbian?
Yeah, he'd probably be driving a Subaru, too. He'd show
right.
He would be. So he could put all the fishes and loaves in the back of the car and toss them out.
Yes.
He drove down the street.
Hand me a loaf and be like, what? There's no fucking butter? Get that shit away from me.
I want McDonald's. And there'll be some assholes, some homeless, like, dude, there's no malt liquor with this combo meal? What?
I'd be like, I don't want your loaf. Go to McDonald's and then I'll talk.
I want a quarter pounder with cheese, bitch. Take your fishes and loaves. What is this? That's going to be the title.
Fishes and loaves. Yes. That is it. I'm going to put it on the bottom right now. Hang on.
Fishes and loaves.
Oh my God. That is so funny. Fishes and loaves. God, that just made me. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack because I was like, my cheeks were hurting, and I was like,
fishes and loaves.
Fishes and loaves. I don't know why won't it show. I don't know why it's happening.
It's showing underneath your name on my side.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh my God, fishes and loaves. People are gonna be like, why is it called that? And be like, you have to watch the whole episode to find out.
You have to. It's like, it's an Easter egg, but you gotta watch.
It's an Easter egg. And perfect timing since Easter's coming up.
So yeah. Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Well, we should probably wrap this episode, but it's been so much fun.
Oh my God, we have to do it again.
Oh, absolutely. I try to do one a week. But for the past week, I haven't had many bites, like of people wanting to like join in or we just haven't had any topics. And I'm like, who cares? Let's just make a topic as we go. Like,
you know what? We need to, maybe we can get like a Google Docs or something like that and just start typing in stuff.
Ideas.
Like, you and me, ideas. And because we could kind of make this like more of a recurring thing. I need something.
Yeah.
Like this right now in my life for sure. Like I'm just kind of in that weird point where like a lot of the friends I had, I don't have anymore for one reason or another. Not necessarily bad, just
right. You're kind of in that dumpster when you didn't show up to the party in the 90s with your phone.
Yeah, I'm in that dumpster and nobody is looking for me.
Their phones don't work.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, and somebody just peered in, to throw away the trash from the Jimmy John's next door. And they're like,
that was me. And I said, don't want to do a podcast.
Yeah.
After I get my sandwich out of your face.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have to clean you up, and we're gonna have to sew your arm back on because this whole machete look just is not in right now.
No,
It's
no.
not. It's not. This is not a
We,
Rob Zombie podcast, okay?
we don't want to scare anybody, even though we already do.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yes, let's do that. Let's get like some kind of Google Docs to where we can both edit it
Yeah.
whenever we want. And
Yeah, and we could do it like we'll just say, twice a month or something like that.
yeah, that's
Maybe
perfect.
we
Then
hit
it's
it.
not a
Yeah.
job.
It's not a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That because, something like this can be fun and then it turns in like, God damn it, I have to see his face again. I can't fucking do it today. I can't. I can't. There's just not I don't have enough crack in the house to facilitate this meeting right
Right.
now, It's
The
just
last
like
one is in a balloon in my stomach, and that's the last one.
yeah, exactly. And it's like I'm waiting to shit that out and I just don't have that kind of time right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too busy. Too busy.
Busy. But
Too many fishes and loaves.
too many fishes and loaves. Well, Nate, thank you for inviting me to do this. This has been hilarious. It has been good for the soul. The sun's shining, it's Saturday. I
Yes.
just got to meet up with arguably, we've been friends now for 23 years.
Yeah. I mean, that would be an arguable thing.
It would be. Friends
Arguably.
is kind of, I use that term very loosely. So, it can,
Yeah.
you know.
That time that you tried to stab me with a pencil. I mean, that's
Look, I
fine.
apologize for that, okay? I was having a bad day.
It's that red hair. I'm
It
telling
is.
you.
You never know. Shit can fire off, and it's just
Well, it
it's
has a
trying to
mind
put
of
it-
its own. You already told me earlier that it was like, we're not doing that.
We're not.
doing that.
We're not, bitch. No. Side part. Go.
Side part. All right.
All right. Love
I
you.
love
dear.
you so much.
Oh my God,
Thank you
same
so
here.
much for spending time with me.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right.
Okay. We'll see
All
you
right.
next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.